Alright, this is another DuskTillDawn Mapper interview. This time we are on to Spud Lord's entry, and we are with the man himself. There he is. Very nice balance you're maintaining on that guardrail. First of all, thank you very much for doing this.
Yeah, no problem.
And just to kind of start off our little question list here, to give people kind of idea of how much experience you have with Hammer and with mapping, how long would you say you've been mapping for Team Fortress 2 for?
Oh gosh.
This is a tough one.
2 or 3 years? I can't really remember. Not too long. I haven't really made any good maps. I'd say this is really the first thing that I'd say I'm really proud of in Hammer. And it's not like a real map, which is kind of disappointing, but...
Oh no, I definitely say you have a reason to be proud of it, for sure. Alright, cool. And then, when the DuskTillDawn contest was announced, and you decided to make an entry, what made you go for this theme?
Well, there was actually a while back, I started another detail map, not for any sort of contest, but just a detail map because I wanted to try it out. It was set on top of a volcano and had a similar theme, similar aesthetic. You had lava in the volcano and a facility in the background. And I sort of wanted to redo that because I never actually finished that map, but I figured, I posted screenshots of it to a work in progress thread, so I figured just remaking it wouldn't really work. They think I just, I started too early and I would be disqualified, so I started seeing if I could change that idea, and eventually I made this.
Awesome, very nice. And then, so kind of I talked about theme a little bit, but just to kind of describe it more specifically, what is happening in this map, and what is this facility built? Do you have like kind of any like I guess like a little bit of lore about it, or like idea of like what's happening?
Well, for one thing, it is a geothermal power plant. Down below, we'll probably eventually see there is a geothermal generator.
Yeah.
Lava flowing through it, and but there's also storage here. You see, you got there's ammo crates here, so Manco uses this for ammo storage and weapon storage and other stuff like that.
Right.
And also for some experiments, you can hear some machines running over here. If you come over here, there's soundscapes. You can hear faint machines flowing behind this door and some of the other ones.
Oh, yep. There we go. Nice. Very nice. I didn't notice that the first pass through. That's really nice attention to detail. Nice. And then, so, okay, obviously this map is very, very extensive. When you kind of go about making this, did you have like a kind of plan or like a layout in mind, or did you just kind of like start with one area and work outwards from there?
Well, I pretty much just made it up as I went along. I really started with a rough concept. I just know I wanted to remake an old detail entry, an old detail map, and I wanted to change it a little bit. So I sort of started with the facility and started working my way from there. I figured, you know what would be cool? A ravine and a bridge going over it, and at the bottom of the ravine there'd be lava and a little mine over there. And while I was working on the mine down there, I figured I needed something else, so I decided to build the power generator geothermal thing. And yeah, it sort of just went from there. I figured I wanted a tower here to support some sort of overhead gantry type thing.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be a cool thing. You look up and see that. This building over here was actually a lot bigger. It was a large structure that would support the gantry, but I figured I wanted to remove that because it took up a lot of space over here. It blocked a lot of the jungle. I wanted more of this to be open here so that you could see the trees behind it.
Right.
Contrast with the facility on that side, so I eventually shrunk it down into this building here.
Nice. Very nice. No, I definitely know that when I'm mapping, I use the same kind of thing of just starting with one area and working out from there. So it's always interesting to hear what other people do. And then, what's your favorite part of the map, if you had to choose one, or like some of your favorite aspects in it? And then I guess if you do have those, if you just kind of want to like show us to them.
Well, I'd say my favorite part is just this whole facility here, the whole outside of this facility. I think it's really well done. Architecturally, it may not make sense. I'm sure if an actual architect looked at this, they'd probably be like, why are the beams like breaking up the walls here? Why are the beams going into the walls? But like, I really like it. I think it just looks good from a visual standpoint. And
no, definitely, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, no, I definitely think this is one of the maps that turned out really, really well. And like, it's very, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of something that being like a source filmmaker animation or something as like a set, just with the dramatic lighting and everything. So definitely good job there. If you had to pick like something with the map that you weren't happy with, could you pick anything? Like, is there anything that you would redo if you had more time or do differently?
Easily this hallway right here between the parking garage and the upper area. These pipes I just sort of threw in because I had no idea what to put here. Without the pipes, it looked absolutely bland. And even with the pipes, I still don't think it looks great. I probably redo this. I don't know what I'd put here to this day, but I figured with enough time, I could probably come up with something better. I don't know, maybe some windows here. You see some machines.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, I think this is easily my least favorite part of the map. I don't really like it. I did not know what to do with it at the time, but I needed something here to connect this upper area to the parking garage downstairs.
Yeah.
I was considering maybe blocking it off, but I didn't know how I would block it off in a realistic way.
Right. And then one of the biggest parts and biggest challenges of these detail contests are trying to fit in the skybox and trying to get it to line up right and be seamless, just because the size limit means that you kind of have to get up and close and personal with the transitions. So is there like a specific way you go about it, or and are you happy with how it turned out on this map? Or are there any areas that kind of looking back on it you don't think are the best?
I think pretty much all the transitions are pretty good on here. Over here, I mean, it's pretty obvious that this is a transition. It has to be. It's on the edge of the size limit, obviously.
Yeah.
This map reaches the size limit in this direction, so this is obviously the boundary here.
Right.
But there are some other boundaries which were a bit trickier to come up with. This boundary over here in particular, you see where the gantry actually extends into the skybox. I wasn't sure where I wanted to transition exactly. I had to put it all the way up there because otherwise, no matter how I put it, there was going to be something that was rendering in front of something that it should not have been rendering in front of. And like all of this gantry here, it actually would have fit in the main map, and that's how I had it originally.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it didn't transition well. It wouldn't transition because the skybox always renders behind the wall. So I had to move that into the skybox just to make it work.
Yeah.
But it does look really good, though.
Oh no, yeah.
It doesn't look like it's in the skybox, though.
So no, I definitely think this is one of the maps that has some of the best transitions to the skybox as well, because they're very, very smooth. So good job on that.
Yeah, there are a few places where the shadows don't line up very well, or the textures, for example, down there you can see a texture seam on both the lava and the rock.
Mm-hmm.
A noticeable shadow seam, like on this side, on right over there where I'm shooting, on that rock wall.
Yeah.
Shadow seam.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about.
If you look really deep into the jungle, often I can't do the rocket jump.
Uh-oh.
into the jungle along the road, you can pretty easily see a shadow if you jump up high enough, if you get a high enough vantage point.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about.
Why can I not rocket jump today?
One of those days. So if we go down to the generator section, the aforementioned geothermal part, I know that, like in Construction Zombie stream, for example, I don't know if you watched it or not, but I know that somebody brought up the fact that they felt like they wished this was like accessible. Would you say that you would have liked it to be, or like why did you choose to block it off?
Not really. I just didn't really feel there was any value to letting the players explore this area. I felt that would have required more effort. This is one of the last things I added to a map, actually.
Right.
So, I didn't really put a lot of effort into the finer details of the walls and stuff. As you can see, the walls themselves are actually pretty bland. It's most of the detail is in the generators.
Yeah.
On the lava flow there. So,
Right.
Yeah, I just didn't really know what to put on the walls, and I feel like allowing the players to access that would have allowed them to see that there wasn't much on the walls there. There wasn't much.
No, for sure.
As much detail as keeping the player at a distance. It's it allows them to focus on the important stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes keeping a distant view is I think better than seeing it close up, even if you want to.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think that's a good sign too, though, about like how this turned out. That it turned out nice enough that somebody wanted to go check it out. So that's probably a good sign. And then that kind of transitions pretty well into my last real question, and that's you mentioned that is one of the last things you did. How much time would you estimate you actually spent working on this?
Probably right around 2 months minus a few weeks because my work was sort of cut in half by college finals. But other than that, I've spent pretty much 2 months working on this. Pretty much 2 whole months, so maybe 1.5 months, I'd say. I spent working on this. Yeah.
Nice. No, I think it definitely shows. Like I said, I really do like this entry. It looks very, very good. So excellent job there. Before we end the kind of interview here, is there anything else that you wanted to talk about?
Not really that I can think about. I mean, it's just.
Yeah.
I don't really think there's much else to say. I think the map speaks for itself in most respects.
Yeah, definitely. All right, awesome. Well, sounds good. I think everybody did a really good job this year, and there's definitely some very, very cool entries. So best of luck to you. And yeah, thank you very much for doing this interview.